Hello, you're tuning in to our weekly edition of Culture Mosaic. I'm your host, Laneng. Now, in this edition, we'll invite you to travel to the Mekong Delta region to discover the region's charm and attractions when the rainy season comes. And later, we have an exclusive interview with the second Vietnamese master chef, who's actually a very young girl with a big passion for food. And last but not least, we'll discover a unique sail tour around the capital city. So enjoy. Rainy season attracts tourists in the Mekong Delta region. A 33-year-old girl wins second Vietnam Master Chef. And Hanoi Sail Tours introduce Vietnamese culture to international friends. Now first, let's check out the most vibrant events the local culture scene has to offer. A Culture, Sea and Islands Tourism Exhibition Week will soon be held at the Vietnam Exhibition Center for Culture and Arts from November the 21st to the 24th. The exhibition this year will focus on showcasing, promoting, and honoring the unique cultural values of Vietnam's seas and islands, as well as reaffirming the socio-economic potentials of these destinations. Events held during this exhibition week include art exhibition and performance, as well as conference and discussion forum entitled Youth with Seas and Islands. These activities are co-organized by multiple relevant ministries and departments. Vietnam's government has approved a master plan to promote sea and island tourism in Vietnam with vision until 2030 in order to fully take advantages of the great potential of Vietnam's vast seas and islands. A river tour can provide an ideal way to explore the scenery and history attached with northern Vietnam's iconic Red River. The next report has more.
The river tour starts from Bồ Đề, Trương Dương and goes all the way to the well-known pottery village of Bát Giang. Just a few minutes of travel and the tourists on this boat have left the busy city far behind. The route passes by old villages, pagodas and shrines whose histories are closely connected to the Red River.
Mình cảm giác hôm nay ấy, thì thật sự ra là mình như là được sống lại với những cái mà ký ức của lịch sử. Cũng như mình đến đây là chỗ này là đền Trừ Đồng Tử. Tất nhiên là ngày xưa thì mình được nghe học rất là nhiều, nhưng đến đây thì mình cảm giác như mình đang được sống lại cái thời kỳ đó. Thật ra thì trên sử sách thì nó cũng rất là nhiều. Thế nhưng mình đến đây, được đặt chân lên trên mảnh đất này thì mình mới cảm nhận thấy được rằng là lịch sử của Việt Nam mình ấy, không phải chỉ đơn giản như những cái rất đơn thuần mà nó còn đem lại cho mình một cái ký ức hào hùng.
The highlight of this tour is that visitors are directly involved in the cultural activities along the way, such as life release, a Buddhist tradition, or lighting lanterns on the water to pray for fallen soldiers. Tourism companies are pushing the efforts to expand this tourism model.
Mỗi năm chúng tôi đón từ 18 đến 20.000 khách du lịch, trong đó là 25 đến 30% là khách quốc tế. Đặc biệt là khách Việt kiều thì về thăm quê hương và đi các cái tour du lịch. Với cái định hướng của du lịch sông Hồng, chúng tôi là đang nâng cấp tất cả các cái đội tàu, nâng cấp tất cả các điểm du lịch và nâng cấp chất lượng phục vụ để đáp ứng những kỳ vọng của khách đi du lịch trên sông.
Trong những cái năm vừa qua thì Hưng Yên phối hợp với thành phố Hà Nội tổ chức các cái tuyến du lịch dọc sông Hồng. Đây là một trong những cái hoạt động mà chúng tôi cho rằng rất là ý nghĩa để phát triển cái khơi dậy cái tiềm năng du lịch của tỉnh. Thì trong những cái năm vừa qua, từ năm 2011 đến nay thì cái số lượng các cái tàu của công ty du lịch sông Hồng của Hà Nội đến với Hưng Yên là mỗi năm đều có cái sự tăng trưởng, thì đã góp phần vào cái việc tăng trưởng cái kinh tế xã hội của tỉnh.
Hanoi is proving its leading potential not only in politics but also in culture. And the Red River Tour will continue to serve tourists looking for a different perspective on northern Vietnam's biggest river.
Nha Trang rich aquamarine life and resources have drawn many visitors and sea life enthusiasts in recent times. Therefore, the city's very own Oceanographic Museum has risen to be one of the top 10 most attractive museums in Vietnam, as ranked by Vietnam Record Association. The following report has more.
These exotic sea creatures exhibited with greatly detailed information are full of wows for tourists coming to the Nha Trang Oceanographic Museum. Even local fishermen who are no strangers to the sea life here may just encounter something new for the very first time. Here, visitors can embark on a unique experience with Nha Trang's authentic sea life like never before.
Tại có thể là mình đang ở trên Đắk Lắk thì một cái vùng mà toàn núi không, thì khi mà xuống biển thì giống như là một cái trải nghiệm mới về cái không gian, về cái cảnh vật ở đây vậy, và một số cái động vật ở biển ở đây thì thật ra là mình thấy rất là thích thú và khám phá ra được nhiều điều mới.
In this world, people can encounter many beautiful underwater species like these fish, which are considered the princess of the ocean. Meanwhile, the remains of these worlds may unfold many mysteries from the deep blue sea. With over 20,000 exhibits of over 4,000 aquatic species, this is one of the leading aquamarine research institutions in Southeast Asia.
Là nơi mà người ta có thể biết được rất nhiều tri thức về biển. Cũng là nơi mà có một lịch sử nghiên cứu biển cũng như khảo sát biển và tiến ra biển khơi của dân tộc Việt Nam.
Every year, this institution welcomes hundreds of thousands of visitors, including academics, hobbyists, and tourists from all around the world. This #1 oceanographic museum in Vietnam also plays a vital role in promoting the passion for aquamarine studies, as well as responsibility for maritime conservation.
The third Vietnam International Film Festival, or HANIF, will officially kick off on November the 23rd. A total of 14 Vietnamese films will be screened at the festival. In addition to the two feature-length films, Flapping in the Middle of Nowhere and Village Children, 12 Vietnamese documentaries and animated films will compete with 300 films from 32 countries and territories at the festival. Hanoi audiences can enjoy the free screenings of the international feature films on festival program. HANIF will conclude on November the 27th. Now, musicians from the National Academic Folk Orchestra of Belarus and the Pesniary folk group performed at Hanoi Opera House on Tuesday nights. Over 20 Belarusian folk songs and other renowned Russian pieces were played as part of the Belarusian Cultural Days in Vietnam. This year, these academic pieces were delivered with a contemporary twist. All of these performances offered a unique experience for the audience. There's an interesting fact in the Mekong Delta region of Vietnam whenever the rainy season comes. As soon as the rice fields are flooded in water, the rice farmers also become fishermen. Now, in our culture and lifestyle this week, let's visit An Giang province to find out how the rainy season attracts tourists.
Đây Hậu Giang, nhắm sông gần bờ Cửu Long Giang, phù sa cuộn chảy theo lòng nước, khói sóng hòa hơi thở của sông.
With its rich, beautiful and lush expanse, the Mekong Delta lies in the southwest of Vietnam at the end of the Mekong River. It splits in Cambodia into two main rivers, the Ba Sac, Hậu Giang, and the upper river, in Tiền Giang, then in Vietnam into a more complex system, creating a maze of small canals and rivers, interspersed with villages. Life in the Mekong Delta revolves much around the river, and boats are still the main means of transport to access villages.
Mùa nước nổi ở đồng bằng sông Cửu Long thì nó cũng rất là đặc thù. Thì nó có những cái coi như là nước lên theo thủy triều và nước lên khoảng 4 tháng thôi, lên từ từ. Thì nó có những cái mà coi như mùa vụ, cũng như là những cái cây trái, là những cái loài thực vật nó cũng phát triển và nó sinh sôi nảy nở và nó nở hoa màu tất cả cái rất đẹp trong cái mùa nước nổi. Từ chỗ đó rất hợp với coi như là phát triển cái du lịch sinh thái mà gọi là sinh thái mùa nước nổi.
The Ministry of Culture, Sport and Tourism has approved a plan to develop tourism as a key economic sector in the Mekong Delta. Thanks to its cultural diversity and the range of tourism it offers, the Mekong Delta attracts millions of visitors each year. The monsoon season is coming in the southwest, and tourists can seize fascinating opportunities to experience and explore Mekong Delta lifestyles, enjoy scrumptious delicacies, enjoy exciting activities, all of which only take place at this time of the year. The work as a Farmer Day tour on Vam Nao Island, An Giang Province, has attracted many tourists.
Và chúng tôi là cũng muốn là giữ được cái nét dân dã của người dân. Làm du lịch không có nghĩa là phải tất cả đều là mình hiện đại quá hết, mà đôi khi là mình giữ cái nét chân quê như thế. Ví dụ như thậm chí có đoàn khách người ta yêu cầu tối nghỉ lễ chỉ đèn dầu thôi, và xuống thuyền giăng lưới giăng câu rồi đó, rồi đi soi ếch vân vân, để đổ lợp đó. Thì đó là những cái hoạt động của cuộc sống thường ngày của người nông dân mà khách người ta muốn trải nghiệm như thế.
Thì cái mà tôi cảm nhận được trước hết đó là một cái không gian xanh và mát. Tôi cảm thấy rất là hài lòng vì mỗi một điểm đến đem đến cho mình một cái sự trải nghiệm cũng như là một cái sự hiểu biết hơn về đất nước của mình. Đấy, ví dụ như là trên chặng đường bắt đầu đi từ thành phố Hồ Chí Minh về là thì mình được ngắm toàn cảnh sông nước mênh mông, và mình hiểu vì sao mà người miền Tây họ lại có một cái tâm hồn phóng khoáng lên như vậy.
The people of Southwest Vietnam are often very proud of the richness and vastness of this land. Visiting during the flood season, tourists have a chance to see the yellow of Dien Dien flowers against the green of the mangrove forest, forming a romantic natural painting hardly seen anywhere else. They can also learn about the daily life of people in this watery area and enjoy delicious dishes in the peaceful atmosphere of local households.
You're tuning into Culture Mosaic, a weekly journal featuring the rich cultural diversity of Vietnam and vibrant international cultural events happening around the country. We hope to become the bridge connecting artists and the words with our viewers out there. So don't go away, we have a lot more in this week's installment coming for you in just a moment. The second season of MasterChef Vietnam, the Vietnamese version of the popular international reality television show MasterChef, came to a close a couple of weeks ago, naming Hoàng Minh Nhật its winner. Praised by judges for her passion for learning and great ability to further develop her talents, Nhật, the show's youngest contestant, beat 11 other contenders to win a grand prize and a cookbook deal. So let's find out more about her experience in the contest and future plans with our reporter Hoàng Hằng.
Hoàng Minh Nhật, a 23-year-old bank employee, made it through to the finale of MasterChef Vietnam Season 2. She has proved her culinary skills since the early rounds of the competition. In the finale, Minh Nhật competed head-on with overseas Vietnamese home cook Lê Chi of Canada in the pressure-packed episode of MasterChef.
Quán quân Việt Nam mùa thứ 2 là ai? Người đó sẽ là Minh Nhật.
Hello Minh Nhật, and congratulations for being this season's MasterChef winner. So what has motivated you to enter this competition, and have you ever thought that you could be this season's winner?
I have watched the MasterChef, the American versions, several times, and at the first time when it arrived to Vietnam, I was so exciting and immediately signed to be the contestant of the show. However, in the first seasons, there was some problem with the I think IT system, so I wasn't able to join the first season. So in the next seasons, I try again, and fortunately, I was able to enter the show. So at first, when I got into the top 12, I see the ability of the contestant this year. I feel like they was very strong. So it was very stressful for me the first time, and I just target to be in the top 5.
In the early rounds, Nhật dishes did not stand out from the other contestants, and she faced several team challenges. But she changed the tie by winning the Mystery Box Challenge and proved she deserved to be in the competition.
Chị phải nói gì về món ăn của em bây giờ nhỉ? Rất ngon.
With an impressive stir-fry rice vermicelli and dry squid, Minh Nhật made it to the top 2. In the final 3, was it a stroke of luck that you were able to make it to the top 2?
In the top 3, the 3 contestant is very strong. Each one has their own strong point. For example, Miss Thuy is very good at Vietnamese food. She's traveling a lot and she's got a lot of experience with the Vietnamese food. Miss Lê Chi is like she love Vietnamese fusion. She can work, she can think very fast. She traveled to many countries. She lived in Vietnam, go to Canada, and lived in the US for a long time. Being the top 3, I didn't really want to win or really want to go to the top 2. I just want to show my best that okay, I deserve to be in the top 3, and I show what I learned so far.
The youngest of the top 12, Nhật faced elimination a few times, but she was confident in her skills, and her name was called out for making the best dish several times.
Hoàng Minh Nhật, Minh Nhật, Minh Nhật.
What inspired you to follow your passion for culinary?
I think what my parents taught me. They always say that you can do any jobs, but as long as you love it, you have the passion for it, and you can devote for the society. That is honorable jobs.
Young people often have other interests rather than being in the kitchen. So why do you enjoy it?
I love cooking. Not just I recently cook. I cook since I was very small. When I was like 5 years old, I went to the kindergarten, and the kindergarten has some summer break time, so I have to stay at home all by myself, and my parents, they go to work and they come home at lunch to have lunch together. But they find out that they need to train me to cook the rice, so they teach me. That is the very first lessons I learned about cooking. So along the way, as I grow up, they give me the joy of making dishes, taking care of my families.
Minh Nhật enjoys making everyday food for family and friends. Simple Vietnamese dishes like steamed rice rolls are rather complicated to cook at home. But Minh Nhật makes use of whatever is available, and her cooking skills turn it into a homemade meal. In the finale, the contestants were told to conceptualize and prepare a 3-course meal. During the 150-minute final challenge, Nhật conquered the jury and TV viewers with her French-style 3-course meal, including pancia foie gras, rabbit confit with apple sauce, and red wine poached pear with whipping cream. Some have said that your final dishes are not in line with the theme of the contest, that is to promote Vietnamese cuisine. So what do you think about this opinion?
When creating the menu for the final round, I have some time to look back my journey from the Master Chef, and I find out that I won around 3 to 4 challenges. That is the theme is Vietnamese food. I think that I want to make the diversities in my ability to show that just not only Vietnamese food that I can cook, and in the final round I just want to show that I have grown up, I have learned a lot, I proved my skill and as well as the design. So I choose the French menu to show that Vietnamese people, especially young generation, can learn and they can perform such a very difficult menu like that.
It has been a long journey for all the contestants. So do you think the fact that you were competing against each other had any impacts on your friendships?
In the competition, we are very serious in cooking, in performance, in showing what we can do. But after the competition, that we have a normal life with each other, we sleep next to each other, so we share a lot of things. We share what we have learned, share our knowledge to each other. So every contestant is a friend.
Nhật has a stable job at a foreign-owned bank, but this could not deter her from following her dreams.
Nếu như em đặt vô đầu bếp, em có bỏ nghề ngân hàng không?
Dạ có chứ ạ.
You have said that you would quit your job once you become the winner. So did you follow your words, and what are your plans for the future?
At this moment, I have already finished the process of quitting my job. In the coming time, the first plan is to finish the Master Chef book, planning to publish 2 weeks before the Tet holiday next year. In the coming time, I just want to make my YouTube channel to share everything that I've known, share every tips that I can learn so far for everyone to try, and hope that the young generation, when our friends, my friends see it, they will think that cooking is not very hard. And I also want to make a small club in the northern and the southern of Vietnam for every young people who love cooking to come to share about their passion in Vietnamese culture, in Vietnamese culinary. And as we also want to inspire young generation who haven't have the love for cooking to come, and they will feel they will enjoy the same passion as we do.
Thank you for the interview, and I hope you will have great success in the new journey.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Have you ever heard of a xe ôm tour? Sounds strange, but interesting. International friends now can get an easier but more fascinating ways to travel around the gorgeous city of Hanoi. Not only being driven across the capital city, but they are also tasting variety of food at each stopover. So let's find out more in our Connecting Culture.
If you are an expat traveling around Hanoi, you may find yourself with many options, like traveling on foot, by bus, by taxi or motor taxi. Well, regarding motor taxi, you may find yourself excited with the new service introduced, female drivers wearing traditional áo dài.
Xin chào, I'm Gerrit from Belgium, here in Hanoi with Seum Tours. Today we discover the city, and if you want to know what it's all about, just follow us.
For the more curious and adventurous, exploring Hanoi by motorbike gives tourists the freedom to experience the sights, tastes, smells, and sounds of this culturally rich capital city. This service has been into operation for only a short time. Nguyễn Minh Nam, the founder, found his limitless interest in promoting Vietnam's image through traditional áo dài.
Về cái ý tưởng của mình thành lập cái tour Hà Nội Seoul tour này thì ý tưởng cách đây gần 1 năm. Và thực ra mình lấy ý tưởng từ cái áo dài truyền thống, các cô gái mặc áo dài, sau đấy chở khách tham quan phố phường bằng hình thức là xe máy. Khó khăn ban đầu của chúng tôi đấy là về cái khách đánh giá không được tốt về cái phương tiện giao thông, đặc biệt là xe máy mà chở khách Tây đi tham quan phố cổ.
Tourist fears have lessened now with this new and diversified experience of exploring Hanoi. The tour gives a wonderful perspective of the city's most popular and historic sites, and there are opportunities to stop and take photos. For example, if the tour day falls on the 1st or the 15th day of lunar month, the city's pagodas are packed full of people and provide a new experience of Asian culture.
I've just seen lots of people burning like the money and saying prayers at their shops and doing things, the little shrine or temple at the people's homes and things like that, which has been nice to see. It's important to see that people still practice their culture.
Among those interesting activities, enjoying Vietnamese cuisine is an indispensable part of any tour. Giang Coffee or Café Giang is a specialty of Hanoi, which appeared in the late 1980s. It has become more and more popular among foreigners who visit Hanoi.
I like the taste of it very much, and especially the community around here.
After experiencing a large range of foods over the trip, the tour concludes with street food like bún chả. At just 30 to 40,000 dong, or nearly $2, this fabulous food brings new taste in a street setting. Come with an empty belly, and these people will send you home with a smile on your dial.
It's simple, but it's good. I think we're having pork with apple and carrots and noodles, of course.
I really like it. It's good. I often eat bún chả. So.
Cheers. Hi guys, we just finished our tour through Hanoi here in this restaurant where we had some delicious food like you can in Vietnam.
I like the scooter, going on the scooters, on the bikes, because I think sometimes people are scared to drive and it's nice to have someone to drive for you.
Yeah, because you drive crazy Vietnam, you drive really crazy.
Là một người rất là yêu thích Hà Nội và mình cũng muốn giới thiệu tới bạn bè quốc tế về những cái nét đẹp về văn hóa của Việt Nam, đặc biệt là những nét đẹp truyền thống của người phụ nữ qua tà áo dài.
And that brings us to the end of this week's Culture Mosaic. As always, remember to send us your comments and suggestions at culturemosaic@vtv.vn. And you can also watch repeats of our program online at vtv4.vn or on our YouTube channel at VTV4Go. Thanks for watching, and remember to catch us at the same time next week. Goodbye for now.